And we'd say, even though I feel this stress, I choose to love and accept myself.
Did you know that you can use something called tapping to help manifest your desires? In today's Law of Attraction video, I have a very special guest. His name is Brad Yates. He is famous for tapping. And in today's video, he's going to talk to me about how tapping can be used in manifesting, and he's also going to show us a few tapping tricks. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into today's video, and I really hope that you enjoy it. Hi, Brad. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, awesome. I really wanted to have an EFT specialist come and talk to my channel specifically because we're all about law of attraction and manifestation on this channel. And you're a really great person to talk to because you've done a lot of work in this field. So you have a YouTube channel with 186,000 subscribers currently. You've also been featured on an EFT documentary called The Tapping Solution, if I'm correct about that.
Yes.
And something that people on my channel might be interested in, as well as that you've done some work alongside some names in the law of attraction community that they may have heard of. So if they've watched The Secret, you've done some work alongside Bob Doyle, Joe Vitale, also Jack Canfield. So we have a lot of people that have watched The Secret. Those names should ring a bell.
Yeah.
So you're a great person to talk to. And EFT is something I've never talked about on my channel, but it is a tool in the manifesting toolbox. So let's just toss it over to you real quick. Can you give us kind of the beginner's introduction of what EFT is?
Absolutely. I'm happy to, because it really is a great tool for using alongside the law of attraction. So emotional freedom techniques, shortened version EFT, and a lot of us also just call it tapping, is a process we are literally tapping with our fingertips on key places around the face and torso primarily. And for those of you who are new to EFT, I know it looks a little strange, but how much do you want to manifest what you want? All right, if you're willing to look a little strange in the process, it can be extremely beneficial. It's originally based on acupuncture. So for thousands of years in Chinese medicine, they've said there's a flow of energy through the body along these pathways called meridians. And when this energy is flowing naturally, we experience our natural state of health and well-being, physically and emotionally. When this energy gets stuck, we don't feel so good. When we don't feel good, we don't think as clearly, and we make unfortunate choices. And also, in terms of law of attraction, if our energy is stuck, that is not our most powerful manifestation mojo. So a doctor would stick needles in these key points to stimulate that healthy flow of energy. And we're just doing basically the same thing by tapping on these points to stimulate those points, to clear out those blockages, get the energy flowing. And we also have modern research showing that it is a profound stress relief tool. And so stress, again, that's something in the energy system. So we want to be vibrating at that higher level, raise your vibration. Well, It's hard to raise your vibration if you're in a vibrational state of stress. And so this is one of the simplest, quickest, most effective ways to lower stress, such that we feel better, we're at a much better vibration, and we can think more clearly and make better choices.
That's really interesting. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know that it's related to Chinese acupuncture before you mentioned that. So that's very clarifying and helpful. Could you go ahead and just really quick show us a brief EFT technique that someone right now could practice along with you just to kind of see how it works?
Yeah, I'll show you the simple points. So first we would look at what we're aware of in our energy system. So it may just be, I'm really stressed out right now. And I'd rate that on a scale of 0 to 10. Say, oh, it's an 8, and I feel it in my shoulders. So we would take the index and middle finger of our dominant hand, and with the fingertips, tap on the side of the opposite hand. And we'd say, even though I feel this stress, I choose to love and accept myself. And we'd repeat that 3 times. Then you would tap right here at the beginning of your eyebrow and repeat the phrase, all this stress. Follow your eyebrow out to the corner of your eye. All this stress. Right under the middle of your eye. All this stress. Right under your nose. All this stress. Right under your lower lip, just above your chin. All this stress. Now, right where your collarbones just about come together is a little bit of a U shape at the base of your throat, and you can use all of your fingertips or even make a fist and tap that area and say, all this stress. Next point is about 4 inches below your armpit. It's right about bra strap level, and I'm sure even the guys can find that. All this stress. And finally, the top of your head. So using all of your fingertips, just tapping around in little circles around the crown of your head. All this stress. Take a deep breath. And then you'd rate it again on a scale of 0 to 10. So for some people, that stress will go from an 8 to a 0 like that. Sometimes it's more gradual, and it might go from an 8 to a 7.75. But it's often like peeling the layers of an onion, and we get more insight. So we might be tapping along all the stress, oh, now I know what I'm stressed about. It's this report that I've got due on Friday. And then we can change the wording. This fear about this report, this fear about this report. And then it might open up even more. Oh, it's not even that report. It's just that reminds me of this project I was doing in the 3rd grade that I got a bad grade on. Mm-hmm. And we start clearing out stuff that for years has been blocking our energy. So we can be looking at, if law of attraction works, why haven't I gotten more? It's like, well, because years ago, you made a decision about yourself, about what you deserved and what you could have, and created energy blocks around having certain things.
You know what I really like about this is that one of the things that we learn when it comes to manifesting the law of attraction is stress relief, raising your vibration. And a lot of the techniques that are out there are really geared towards relaxation. So lay down, deep breathing, meditation. But there are people out there who can be frustrated with those techniques. Like, my mind is racing too much. It's hard for me to calm down. And this is a little bit more of an active thing that you can do. So you don't have to get all zen and like lay down and check out. You can actually physically be doing the
in the moment
emotions.
Yeah. In the moment, wherever you are. I mean, there are all kinds of, getting a good night's sleep is an excellent thing to do. Eating a healthy diet, excellent thing to do for your mental and emotional and physical well-being. Meditation, awesome. In the moment that something stressful happens, like somebody cuts you off on the freeway, you can't go back and get a good night's sleep last night, or eat a healthier diet, or even meditate right then and there.
Yeah.
But this is something you can do without having to think, and while we tend to use words while we're tapping, either saying this stress or whatever the problem is, and the way that I do it, where it's more of an intuitive process, talking about all kinds of different things. You don't have to do that. Your body is already aware of that stress. And so this process is already going to start calming it down without you having to suddenly have 20 years of meditation experience behind you.
Hey, if you are enjoying today's video, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out law of attraction inspired content like this every single week, and I'd really love it if you came along for the ride.
Do you have any interesting stories about how EFT helps you manifest something or resolve something, or perhaps a client, an interesting story that you could share?
It's funny. The first thing that comes to mind is I did a video. I have a number of videos around money and manifesting money. Yeah. And I was doing one of those and, guiding people to clear their blocks around money. And after shooting the video, I got an email, or I found that while I was shooting that video, I'd got an email that I'd gotten some huge payment for something that I'd forgotten about, or I wasn't expecting. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a surprise amount of money. It's like, oh, that was cool.
That's the way it always works. It's like, if you're nice and calm, that's when you stop worrying about it, and that's when it shows up.
Well, that's how, when Joe Vitale and I first did our program, Money Beyond Belief, we were both talking about the same kind of things in terms of the manifestation process that Abraham Hicks was teaching about really getting in touch with what you want and getting in that positive vibration. And we were both saying, but first you need to clear out what isn't there, because so many people are saying, they're looking at their vision board and going, I'm excited. And they're not aware of those unconscious beliefs saying, but I can't have this. I shouldn't have this. It would be bad to have this. And so while we think we're excited, we're actually putting out a blocking energy. So we want to go in and clear that out, and clear out those reasons why we couldn't or shouldn't have it. Like the belief that money is the root of all evil. You know, if I'm going, I really want to have a lot of money, but I still believe that money is the root of all evil, I'm going to protect myself from being evil by limiting the amount of money that I have.
Oh, that's so true. I grew up in a very frugal kind of household where, you know, my parents had like a lot of people, a lot of beliefs around money, and, you know, it's an evil thing. It's not that, you know, and so even though I would want to attract money, even though I wanted to enhance it, there were all these little things that I were doing that were sabotaging my success. And learning how to rewire yourself to think differently is really the big key. And fortunately, there's lots of different tools and techniques that you can use to do this. This is a really interesting one, though, is just kind of using those pressure points to kind of work in your favor, which is really awesome.
Quick exercise for everyone. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let it go. And I want you to imagine something that you'd like to manifest. And it could be money. You might think of a certain amount of money. It might be what you want to spend that money on. Like it could be a sports car or a house or a vacation. Or you might simply be looking at your computer, looking at your online bank statement and seeing the number you'd like to see. Imagine yourself having what you really would like to manifest, and follow your breath through your body and say, it's safe for me to have this. And just let that rattle around for a moment and notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how safe it feels. And some of you are going to want to say, oh, it's a 10. I'm going to say, check again. Because if it were at a 10, you would either have it or be well on your way to...
It'd be here.
Yeah, it'd be here. So I've done this with folks. You know, it's like, I've read all the books, I've done all the seminars, and I'll just take them through this simple exercise and say, on a scale of 0 to 10, how safe does it feel? Oh, it's a 3. Bingo.
Yeah.
If you had a small child who was invited to a birthday party at a house that you did not think was a safe house, and you said, on a scale of 0 to 10, how safe is it for my child to go to this house? And you said it was a 2 or a 3. Would you let your kid go to that party? No. So when we get in touch with, wow, part of me really doesn't believe this is safe, now we can see, I am brilliantly stopping myself from having this. Now I just need to look at, why does it not feel safe? Where in my body do I feel that? If I'm aware of the particular belief, like, well, I'm convinced that money is the root of all evil, or it's simply, gosh, when I think about that, I feel this tightness in my stomach. And then we can tap on, even though I think money is the root of all evil, or even though I feel this tightness in my stomach, and we can relax that. Then as we imagine having that money or whatever else it might be we want to manifest, it's like, yeah, now that feels good. Now we've got that mojo going.
Well, it's kind of like you're routing directly to the subconscious mind with this one. You know, there's not a lot of conscious having to shift how you think about it. It's more just about, I guess, association with the higher level of energy, and just kind of wiring that in a more physical way into the subconscious mind.
Because the mind body is connected. You know, I mean, you tell it, raise your vibration. It's not think differently. Because certainly in Western society, we are so head oriented. So to have this somatic component where we are actually using our body's energy system, that's what can create the shift. We can try to talk ourselves into thinking differently. But the problem is that we're designed to keep homeostasis. We're designed to try to keep things safely where they are. Even if our lives are crap, it's our crap. We know where it belongs.
I know this crap.
Yeah. I handled it yesterday. I'm pretty sure I can handle it today.
Yeah.
But something new, even if it's wonderful, some of the most stressful events are wonderful events in our lives. But there's a part of us that will block that, and that gets in the way of our manifestation energy. So we will try to stop ourselves from thinking differently. We will have this alarm go off that says, oh, no, don't think differently. Go back and think the way you were. And
that's so true. There's been times where, and with myself, and I hear this from people all the time, like they want to stop thinking a certain kind of thought. They want to stop having the same experience. And yet it's just so easy to go back. And it's so easy to pull you back in.
And it's stressful to try to change it.
Yeah.
Even if it's positive change, the system sees that as a threat.
Right.
And so the tapping calms that down so that we can say, oh, yeah, it's not a threat. I could handle that. I could handle having more money. I could handle being healthier. I could handle having a wonderful relationship.
I like it. I like it. Well, I would like to ask you one last question. And it has to do with, it could be related to tapping or perhaps something else. But a lot of people on my channel really enjoy learning. So we got a lot of people here that like to read and that also like to watch documentaries. And I was wondering if you could share with us perhaps a movie or a documentary or a book that made a profound impact in your life so that maybe somebody who's watching today will find it and benefit from it as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many books and movies, but there's one answer that it always comes to the top. When I was 15 and I was fascinated by parapsychology, and my dad said, I think you're ready for illusions. So the book Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah by Richard Bach, same author of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It is a wonderful law of attraction novel. It was before the term law of attraction was being used, but all about manifestation. But it was really the book that set me on this path. Interesting fact, I have mentioned that to others. Joe Vitale has said, oh yeah, that's one of the books that got me on this path. Mike Dooley from The Secret, Bob Doyle from The Secret. I can't even, there's several others, well-known law of attraction speakers who are like, oh yeah, Illusions was one of the books that really was profound for me early on.
Oh, that's awesome. I love when that kind of stuff happens. That's hysterical. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel today and talking to us about EFT. We've really enjoyed it. And to those people who are watching, please make sure to go and check out Brad Yates' channel on YouTube. I will go ahead and link it up below in the description. And of course, make sure to subscribe. But anyway, thanks again for joining us. I really did enjoy our interview today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to share this work.
Absolutely. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks so much for watching today's interview with Brad Yates. If you are new to my work here on this channel, I would love to invite you to take my Law of Attraction test. If you would like to see how your thoughts create reality, I've designed a 5-minute test that will show you just how to do it. And to take that test now, go ahead and look below in the description for a link. Thanks again for joining me on today's video. And as always, I look forward to bringing you another one soon. Bye-bye.